who can be a little grumpy called Trump a witless ape. I didn't think that was particularly nice. Come on. Joining me now, the National Review's opinion editor, Patrick Brennan, and the College Republican National Committee chairman, Alex Smith. Good to have you both here. Let me ask, would you vote for Donald Trump?
Look, I think that Donald Trump's entry into the race...
When people start with the expression, look, you're always intrigued about what will follow.
Well, college Republicans are prepared to help out the nominee, whoever he or she may be. But that being said, I think that Donald Trump's entry into the race really does showcase the diversity that we have on our side. We have a number of different candidates coming from a number of different backgrounds, bringing to the table a diversity of experiences that the Democrats just don't have. I mean, they have one candidate essentially delivering old ideas.
And a socialist. Who else? That's it. A socialist and Hillary Clinton. That's not enough to defeat Donald Trump, is it, Patrick?
No, Donald Trump is decidedly not a socialist. But what I think he appeals to, the reason why people talk about him on social media is because most people on social media, most people don't care about politics, and they more than likely hate politicians. And Donald Trump shares their hatred for politicians and makes it very open.
Well, he's got an interesting, though, I think, perspective. He says he's really rich, which he really is. And
so is Justin Bieber, Lou. And
he really believes, very convincingly, persuasively, I think, that all those other folks who have been running the government are losers. How do you rebut that?
Well, I mean, look, there's a wide opening in this field for someone to come through who has a different experience than everyone else. And I think that Donald Trump does bring a unique perspective to the race that should be taken seriously.
Yeah, because he does suggest that he'll build a fence that the Mexican government will pay for. I wonder if he's not also secretly plotting that Russia will attack China and also take care of that little issue. He's got a great disruptive presence that might just be beneficial to the whole bunch of Republicans, don't you think?
Yeah, I like his disruptive sentiments, but I think that I don't think he has a very serious idea of how he's going to follow through.
Oh, hell, we've got so many people with their nonsense, somber. Listen to this president, blah, blah, blah. He goes on, he's the most dour, boring person in the world, and meanwhile doesn't get anything done. Being serious and dour doesn't mean you're effective, does it?
Well, but running a business is very different from being a politician trying to win elections. And I think
you're right.
What
is an honorable profession?
It's a fair point, but we've seen a lot of very unsuccessful businessmen turn candidates. And so, maybe that's because the political establishment tries, stabs them in the back or something. But I think it's just very different.
The political establishment is like some sort of organism that feeds on the life of others. The reality is entrepreneurs, business people build things, and I know I'm not supposed to say that in the Obama era, but that's really what happens. I think it's a wonderful contrast. It could be bring a certain dynamism to this field of candidates that I think is very attractive and has some terrific candidates in it and more to enter. But Trump may be making an unintended contribution here. What do you think? Are you buying anything?
No, not entirely, to be honest. I think, he has the potential to disrupt the race, but in order for him to last, he's going to have to show some seriousness about politics. And because he may have the right instincts, but he doesn't appear to have many conservative principles. And he has these sort of instincts about how we really dislike China and dislike people coming across the border. But Trump has, for instance, when his casinos and a lot of his business interests are very strongly for eminent domain, which is basically saying the government ought to be able to seize private property just to increase tax revenues. I mean, Trump does not.
Well, maybe that's where you should be looking at that as a credential to continue the current crop of politicians and office holders. We're running out of time here, but I got to just say this very quickly. The birth rate in the country's up, a signal of optimism about the future on the part of millennials?
I think that it's I would couch it with this, that I think it's reflective of the marginal growth that we've seen in the economy. And I think that the birth rate has increased marginally as well. And if we as a country are okay with 2% as the new normal, and not like 4%.
Alex just said that it's a great